If your friend has ever done this, they're not really your friend. I'm about to expose the 7 most toxic behaviors that fake friends use to manipulate you. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly who to cut out of your life. Number 7 will actually shock you because 90% of people think this is normal friendship behavior. Look, I've been studying human psychology for over a decade, and I can tell you this. Fake friends are emotional vampires. They drain your energy, manipulate your emotions, and worst of all, they make you question your own worth. But here's the thing most people don't realize. Fake friends follow a predictable pattern. Once you know these 7 signs, you'll spot them from a mile away. So if you're tired of one-sided relationships, if you're exhausted from giving more than you receive, this video is going to change everything for you. Let's start with the most obvious one, but it's also the most ignored. Fake friends are human A-teams. They only show up when they need to make a withdrawal. Think about it. When was the last time this person reached out just to check on you? Not because they needed a favor, not because they were bored, not because they wanted something, but genuinely just to see how you're doing. Here's what this looks like in real life. They disappear for weeks or months, then suddenly slide into your DMs with "Hey bestie," followed immediately by asking you to help them move, lend them money, or do their homework. They never ask about your life, your problems, or your dreams. Every conversation is a transaction. Real friends invest in the relationship account. They make deposits, checking in, celebrating with you, being there during tough times. Fake friends only make withdrawals until your emotional account is overdrawn and you re-left feeling used and resentful. This one cuts deep because it reveals the toxic jealousy hiding beneath their fake smile. When something amazing happens to you, you get promoted, you start dating someone incredible, you achieve a goal you've been working toward. Watch their reaction carefully. A real friend's face lights up. They ask questions, they want details, they celebrate with genuine excitement. But a fake friend, their smile doesn't reach their eyes. They give you a quick congrats and immediately change the subject. Or, even worse, they find a way to diminish your achievement. They'll say things like, "You're so lucky," implying you didn't earn it, or "I could never do that," making it about them. Or my personal favorite, "Just do and let it change you," planting seeds of doubt about your success. Here's the brutal truth. Fake friends need you to stay small because your growth threatens their ego. They want to be the successful one in the friendship. And when you start shining brighter, they can't handle it. Your success becomes their insecurity. And instead of being inspired by you, they resent you for it. Trust is the foundation of any real friendship. When you share something personal, vulnerable, or confidential with a true friend, it's like putting your heart in their hands. They protect it because they understand the sacred nature of that trust. But fake friends, they treat your secrets like currency. They'll share your private business to gain social points, to bond with others at your expense, or just because they can't keep their mouth shut. And here's what makes it even more manipulative. They always have an excuse. "I was just worried about you, so I told Sarah. I didn't think you'd mind. It just slipped out." But notice how they never ask permission before sharing your business. The worst part is they've violated your trust. They'll often minimize your feelings about it. They make you feel like you overreacting for being upset that they shared something you told them in confidence. This is emotional manipulation at its finest. Fake friends are emotional black holes. No matter what you're going through, they'll find a way to redirect the conversation back to them. You could be sharing the worst day of your life, and somehow, within minutes, you'll be listening to their problems instead. This is called conversational narcissism, and fake friends are masters at it. They use techniques like one-upping your experiences, hijacking your stories with their own, or completely ignoring what you said to launch into their own drama. For example, you say, "I'm really struggling with anxiety lately." Fake friend responds, "Oh my God, you think you have anxiety? Let me tell you what happened to me yesterday. .as. And suddenly your vulnerability becomes their stage. Real friends know how to hold space for your emotions. They listen, they validate, they ask follow-up questions. They understand that friendship isn't a competition for who has the biggest problems. It's about mutual support and genuine care. Friendship isn't a part-time job, but fake friends treat it like one. They're only available when it works for their schedule, their mood, or their needs. When you need them most, they're mysteriously busy. Here's how this shows up. You're going through a breakup, a family crisis, or a work disaster, and you reach out for support. They respond with, "Sorry, can't talk right now," or they leave you on read entirely. But the next week, when they need someone to vent to about their minor inconveniences, they expect you to drop everything. Real friends understand that life is unpredictable, and sometimes you need support at 2 a.m. or in the middle of a Tuesday. They make themselves available because they genuinely care about your well-being, not because it's convenient for them. Fake friends, on the other hand, only engage when they're in the mood for entertainment or when they need something. Your emotional needs are never their priority. This one is subtle but deadly. Fake friends see your friendship as a competition rather than a collaboration. Everything becomes about who's winning in life. They can't celebrate your victories because they're too busy keeping score. They'll constantly compare themselves to you, your relationships, your career, your appearance, your achievements. When they feel like they're losing, they'll either try to tear you down or one-up everything you do. You get a new car, suddenly they're shopping for a better one. You post a happy photo with your partner, they flood social media with couple content. You share an accomplishment, they immediately share their own to overshadow yours. Real friends understand that your success doesn't diminish theirs. They know that life isn't a zero-sum game where only one person can be happy, successful, or loved. They cheer you on because they genuinely want the best for you, not because they're keeping track of who's ahead. This is the most dangerous behavior fake friends engage in, and it's so normalized that most people don't even recognize it as manipulation. Gaslighting is when someone makes you question your own reality, your own feelings, your own perceptions. Here's how fake friends gaslight you. When you try to address their hurtful behavior, they flip the script. They say things like, "You're being too sensitive," "You're overreacting," "I was just joking," or "You're imagining things." They make you the problem for having feelings about their actions. This is psychological manipulation designed to make you doubt yourself and avoid accountability for their behavior. And here's why it's so effective. It makes you question whether you have the right to be upset, whether your feelings are valid, whether you're the problem in the relationship. Over time, this erodes your confidence and self-trust. You stop speaking up when they hurt you because you have been conditioned to believe that your feelings don't matter or that you read too much for having them. A real friend never makes you feel crazy for having emotions. They might not always understand your perspective, but they respect your right to feel what you feel, and they take responsibility when their actions hurt you. There you have it. The 7 behaviors that expose fake friends. Now, I want you to be honest with yourself. As I was going through this list, did anyone specific come to mind? If so, that's not a coincidence. Your gut instinct is trying to protect you. Here's what I want you to do right now. Take an inventory of your friendships. Ask yourself, do I feel energized or drained after spending time with this person? Do they celebrate my wins or diminish them? Can I trust them with my vulnerabilities? Do they show up when I need them? Remember, you deserve friendships that add value to your life, not drain it. You deserve people who celebrate your success, protect your trust, and support you unconditionally. Don't settle for fake friends just because you're afraid of being alone. Quality over quantity always.